Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday, August 21st, 2023, and I have a special guest with me online. And just before I introduce my special guest, I want to go over an article that was published about 4 days ago. And this article was published by HBCU Game Day. HBCU Game Day published an article, BET no longer up for sale. So I'm going to go over this tight article real quick. It says that after months of rumors and reports, it appears that Tyler Perry won't be taking over BET. Neither will Diddy or Brian Allen, as of Paramount has decided it won't be selling a majority stake in the network. Paramount notified bidders on Wednesday that it decided to end the sale process as a sale would not result in any meaningful deleveraging. I think that's deleveraging of its balance sheet, the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday night. Several bids range from $2 to $3 billion, according to the report. News broke in March that the company was interested in selling the majority stake in BET, created in 1980 by Bob Johnson. Several notable names were tossed around as potential buyers at the time. Perry emerged as a favorite in the media, and multiple outlets reported he had the winning bid. Clearly, that was not the case. We're always looking for ways to maximize shareholder value, Paramount CEO Bob Bakish said earlier this month. And as we said before, that might involve divesting, acquiring, or potentially partnering on assets, all of which we've done. But other than that, I'm not going to comment on anything specifically. Discussion of the sale had many people wondering what it could mean for HBCU football. The sport was a staple of the early days of BET through the early 2000s. Both Diddy and Brian Allen have ties to HBCUs. Diddy is a Howard University alumnus, while Allen is the owner of HBCU Go, a network that began airing HBCU football games in 2022. And for now, through none of these three will be buying the biggest media conglomerate aimed at Black audiences. The post BET no longer up for sale appeared first on HBCU Game Day. All right, and so that's it for BET no longer up for sale, published by HBCU Game Day. And again, this was published 4 days ago. And we have a special guest. We have rapper Stepceee from Orlando, Florida. How you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Hold on, I'm going to turn you up real quick. Okay. All right. Stepceee, we got Stepceee, rapper Stepceee. How do you feel about BET no longer up for sale?
Personally, I felt BET should have stayed within. I mean, Tyler Perry would have been great to take over, but I feel like BET remaining at the root of who they are doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me about the football, honestly. As long as they're out to produce good music and they're out to produce a good message. See, that's the one thing I feel like Tyler Perry would have implemented. He would have implemented good messages, because that's what he does with his movies and his shows. He likes to implement good messages, and I think that would have made a huge difference across the nation. But personally, for me, I don't see it really hindering me or causing me to feel a type of way about it whatsoever.
Okay. So you don't feel it hasn't got under your skin, or you don't really feel no type of way about it. And you think that, that everything should have just remained normal, or just remained, how it was, pretty much.
Unless there were shadiness within the business that was causing its demise, that would lead to not perpetrating people as who they are and their music and their talent, as long as it didn't hinder that, then yeah, I'm okay with it being the same. It would have been nice to have Tyler Perry be inside that, involved with that production, but with the knowledge that I know, I don't see it really mattering either way.
Wow, that's really nice. That's I totally agree. Yeah, it would be nice to see Tyler Perry, by that BET Awards, and it does seem like that it may not affect the three buyers or the bidders at the time. I don't think it would affect Diddy, Tyler Perry, or Brian Allen that this BET is no longer up for sale. Maybe it can potentially affect their career. I don't know, but do you think that BET, it will continue to hold its foundation?
Absolutely. There's just way too many people supporting BET. Back in history when there was only whites, black people had to come together and make something of their own. And back then it wasn't really like, oh, BET. It was, oh, the black station. But now it has become so huge. I mean, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. We've got the Wall of Fame. BET shines. We have awards that are monumental. It's become such a huge thing in the industry that, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Stepceee, and thank you so much for reminding us that we're in the month of 50 years of hip hop. Yes. Speaking of the 50 years of hip hop anniversary and BET no longer up for sale, we had a BET Awards this year. I actually attended the BET Awards 2022, and I was able to witness Puff Daddy or P. Diddy make a pledge to Jackson State football and Howard University on the BET Awards. And this year, I went to the BET Awards 2023, and it was so full that everybody wasn't able to get in. And so, many people weren't happy. And one of the stories I heard was that Big Boy Neighborhood wasn't happy with, the BET Awards drafting or something about, that Big Boy wasn't showing up to the BET Awards or something. I don't know, but I mean, like, that was just, it had to do something with the strike or something. I don't know. I didn't know much about that either. But there was like some BET strike or something. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. I don't know anything about it either. So excuse me, but, it's 50 years of hip hop. We had a trending response from Melle Mel, responding to Eminem. We know that Eminem has been one of the top 5, top 10 rappers, top 5 artists. We've also heard, that the game has, threw shots at Eminem, that, Melle Mel has threw shots at Eminem for supposedly, a couple decades. And now we just finally get to hear that Eminem has responded to Melle Mel of the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, and he responds to the game and maybe some others. And I know that the game had said something about that the reason Eminem is not one of the greatest, or he's not in the top 5 because none of his songs are played in the club. And then Eminem had just responded back with, something like the reason they still play your the reason they still play your music in the club is because you still performing it, and then Melle Mel was basically coming at him saying, just saying some shots too. So Eminem responded back. He responded with a diss with Easy Mill, one of his newly signed artists to Aftermath and Shady Records, and then coincidentally or consequently, Melle Mel, he makes a comeback and calls the title Eminem response diss. So were you aware about that? And, you know, how do you feel about, you know, the dissing in hip hop?
I wasn't aware about that, but the dissing in hip hop is just so overrated. It's for young bucks. It's not for grown ass men that are in their 50s. There comes a time in your life where you are enlightened and you have wisdom and you come from a place of love, and not everybody wants to hear about that. You feel me?
Yes.
But there's always ways to be able to articulate and lyrics and use your lyrics to be interesting for people to want to hear, because people tired of hearing about people wanting to go shoot up this person, because it happens every day.
Yes.
It happens every day. Shootouts happen every day. Loved ones die every day. So what needs to be educated through these people of power is that there's a better way. And here, let me show you a better way. It don't have to be the way I lived. You don't have to go through what I struggled, because I can take you to another level and bypass all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the hate and all of that is frustrating. It's frustrating to older people because it was cool when we were young. But until you have somebody, your best friend, shot up in your face, you don't want to hear about that no more. That's not something that entertains you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, I think that this is really important to bring this up because you just strike some really good news about, you know, what we can do to make hip hop better and to, you know, avoid a crisis like, you know, Biggie and Tupac, you know, and you know, this is the 50th year of anniversary of hip hop, and Melle Mel actually takes it to social media that he apologized to Eminem. So since we're talking about the 50 years of hip hop, you know, and Melle Mel decided to apologize to Eminem over the diss track, let's hear what this hip hop pioneer has to say. Do you mind, Stepceee? Do you mind if I go over this short little story?
Not at all. Go
Okay.
right ahead.
Okay, so this was published about 11 days ago, and it just says that Melle Mel is reflecting and decided that his new diss track that took aim at Eminem was a regrettable move. On Saturday, August, the hip-hop pioneer who dropped the song earlier in the week took to his social media and apologized to the Detroit rapper, saying he fell short. In these exact words, this is what Melle Mel says. He says, "In the light of 50th anniversary of hip hop, my original intention was to contribute an engaging and enjoyable endeavor to enrich the cultural landscape." The statement reads, "Regrettably, my response fell short in its execution, and I accept full responsibility for this misjudgment. I acknowledge that my perspective was ill-conceived, and I am prepared to take ownership of this oversight. It has become evident that Eminem's dedicated and passionate fan base stands unwaveringly by his side, which is a testament to their genuine admiration and loyalty, a truly commendable aspect."
Now, was that motivated by money?
You know, that's you know what? That's a good question, right? You know, so I'm going to finish the very last part. It says, "From the onset, I have consistently recognized Eminem's exceptional proneness as an MC without reservation." He continued, "My unfortunate choice of words suggesting that his success is solely attributed to the color of his skin was in no way reflective of my genuine beliefs. It was an attempt, albeit misguided, to engage competitively within the MC sphere." Mel concluded, "It is important to acknowledge that the dynamics of hip-hop have evolved over distinct areas, and it is inevitable that not everyone will resonate with my perspective, just as I may not fully comprehend others. Throughout my involvement in shaping the hip-hop landscape, the cornerstone has been built upon a foundation of mutual respect, even when personal preferences may differ. Mel's conflict with M began after an appearance on The Art of Dialogue, when he suggested that if the platinum-selling artist wasn't white, he wouldn't be considered one of the top 5 rappers alive, referring to Billboard's 50th greatest rappers of all time list, which M ranked 5th. So that was the inside story of what went down during this, this month of, of the 50 years of hip hop anniversary. It actually took place before August 11th, I believe. But I guess like either on the day or after the anniversary, he did take it to social media and apologize for the diss track. And so, I think, shout out to Melle Mel, shout out to Eminem.
So let me ask you this: Is Eminem on the Hip Hop Hall of Fame?
You know what? That's a good question. I know that Melle Mel was the first Hall of Famer. He said that in his diss track. So I would love to touch more on that, but I just know that Melle Mel is a pioneer, and he was a part of the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. He's 62 years old. Yeah, and I mean, if you watch the video, or if you just go to Easy Mill. Easy Mill is a newly signed artist to Shady Records. The song is called The Realest, and it features Eminem and Easy Mill. He shout out to Easy Mill. He's all over the place. Every radio station is interviewing him. He just dropped a new single. His basically, I think that's where Eminem decided to take shots at Melle Mel and The Game and Generation X, and like that was how Melle Mel heard the diss and responded, and he just came back with like a 1980s, 1970s flow. Like if that flow that he did, if we was in the 1980s, it would have worked, but you got to go check that out. Like I want to hear, I want to get your perspective on that on the next episode, and get your feedback on what you think of The Realest by Easy Mill featuring Eminem and the Melle Mel's Eminem response diss. I actually think that Melle Mel's response title, the song title, Eminem's response diss, I think that was the best song title of the year.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so now, Stepceee, you're from Orlando, Florida, and you're an artist. And what made you come up with the name Stepceee? And how long have you been an artist?
So, throughout my life, I always wrote poems and would always like to freestyle to beats. And I think it was back in 2019, I established with Rap Fame platform. And it was an easy tool for me to get a beat and for me to make music. And I was just thinking, what name could I come up with? Well, I'm an MC, and people call me Step, so it just came Stepceee. So yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been an artist?
Let's see, about 7 years.
So you wrote your first song, or you did your first song about 7 years ago?
Lost a Bad Bitch. That's my first song.
Lost a Bad Bitch. Okay. You know what? I think I remember that song. And I actually I think I came across that on Rap Fame. So Lost a Bad Bitch. I listened to that. Now, can you give us some detail about why you wrote Lost a Bad Bitch? What was that song about, and why did you write that song? Or why did you freestyle that?
It was a song that came from hurt. A lot of my music comes from my past or current experiences, what I'm feeling, what I'm loving, what I'm hating, what I'm hurting. And this happened to be a song where my significant other had been cheating on me. And so it came from a place of anger. I was angry. And so, the story just talks about, when you thought I was creeping, it was you that was creeping. Thanks for keeping me polished. I need some bills. Where's your wallet? While my inbox is smoking, I'm going to need to get coolant.
Yeah.
It was a hit song. It's pinned because it's a lot of my fans' favorites, but it came from a place of hate and hurt and betrayal. That's where it came from.
Okay. I like that. I feel your pain. And so how long did it take you to compose that record?
2 days.
2 days.
And what frustrates me now as I'm growing into my artistry, Rap Fame's beats aren't always perfected. And the beat that I have this song on annoys me. The beat is annoying, but my flow is just so good, you don't even care about the beat. It's I wish that I could have a producer take my music and master it. That would be my goal.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so Stepceee, your first record was Lost a Bad Bitch, and you're focused on getting a music manager, or getting some, finding a producer, to produce and master beats and tracks for you. And
absolutely. And I have 31 songs. You've put some in your playlist, which are my top favorites. And I'm not dedicated like someone out there just constantly working 40 hours a week to get their music heard. I feel like if I make good music, it'll come to me. If I send a message that somebody wants to hear, it'll come to me, as long as I network, because there's always a little footwork in what you do.
Yes, absolutely. So now we have a few minutes left. We got about 7 minutes left. So we got a little bit more time here. So before we wrap this up, I want to say, where can we find you on social media, and where can we find your music?
I am on BandLab as Stepceee, and I am on Instagram as Stepceee.
Okay.
My Instagram is hidden currently due to the name change. So it'll reappear in about a week with Stepceee and my music and, my stats and everything like that.
Okay. And you mentioned Rap Fame, and you're referring to the Rap Fame app, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know about the Rap Fame app, it's this is an app available on Google Play Store and Apple Store. It's just an app developed, through a webcast. Rap Tech Studios put together a recording studio, so you can follow Stepceee on the link rapfame.app/user/Stepceee. That's the official link to her Rap Fame profile. It's rapfame.app. user/Stepceee. That's STEPCEE. Stepceee. Okay. So we can find you on BandLab, Rap Fame, and we can also find you on social media at, you mentioned Instagram is hidden, and where else can we find you on social media? Was it just Insta?
I have, it is Match Creator or Match Music.
Okay.
I just started that.
Okay. How's that going how's Match Music going for you?
I just started it a few days ago and only have one like, so I feel like there's a way that I need to play with it to get my music out there.
Okay, and where do you see yourself in music in the next 5 years?
Music in the next 5 years. Okay, so let me just tell you this. I'm a registered nurse opening up her own IV infusion business, so I have a lot on my plate.
Okay.
But I have a passion for music. I love music. I love sending messages through my words and through my lyrics. So where would I want to be in 5 years with my music? I want a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want a mixtape. I would want it to be mastered professionally. I'd want to go to a studio and just lay down my tracks and just have it out there as like, whoa, that's Stepceee, that's Stepceee.
And would you like to see yourself at the BET Awards, receiving a nominee or getting an achievement, at BET sometime?
I mean, who wouldn't? That would be an honor to ever. I wouldn't feel worthy enough to stand amongst all of those incredible people and talented people. But it would be an honor for me. Absolutely.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. I'm very happy for you because you sound like you do have a passion for music, and you're on the right track. You've I see that you're part of a crew. You're in the West Coast Mafia. Shout out to West Coast Mafia. Shout out to Stepceee. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, of course, for working on a track with a member that you just had a short I guess we could say debate. And
something like that.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, since we got a few minutes, let's go ahead and touch up on that real quick. So, Melle Mel, he really take it, to to social media, to apologize to Eminem, from the bottom of his heart during the 50th anniversary. How does it feel for you right now to be getting this, criticism from people on Rap Fame that that are actually when you're actually trying to help them, and you're not trying, how does it feel like when you're not trying to be nasty and you're actually trying to give constructive criticism and positive feedback and help their artists grow and make this app better and stop, how does it feel to receive mocking, insults, or to receive negative criticism back from someone that that all you were trying to do is help? How does that feel for you, and how do you react to those? How do you handle those situations?
I don't feel anything because people are childish. They can be ignorant. They cannot take criticism, and that's their problem, and it's not mine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for being real.
Right.
What I can say that gets frustrating is the fact that there's no real judges. It's like you have people up in the top charts, but yet nobody listens to their music because they'll listen to 10 seconds and then 100, 100, 100.
Yeah.
That would be the thing that irritates me. But from old boy, I just knew he had issues. I felt as if he was being a little bitch ass. And I had no response to it because I'm not going to feed the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just going to speak what's real and let them know there's no disrespect. And that's it. I'm not going to apologize for keeping it real. I just won't.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a shame that during the 50 years of hip hop anniversary, that we got people like Melle Mel that wouldn't take shit from Eminem, and he received all of this criticism, and he's actually a pioneer. He's 62 years old. He's how dare Eminem even say anything about Melle Mel, right? I'm pretty sure Eminem felt kind of bad, or felt really bad that he for even saying what he had to say towards Melle Mel, because he's been there, and since day one, to help other artists be where they're at. Fat Joe wouldn't even be here, or Eminem wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these pioneers, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. So I know that Melle Mel, it took a lot out of him to take to social media, to apologize to Eminem, due to all that feedback and negative criticism that he was. I mean, the good thing about it was that we all knew who Melle Mel, or most of us who didn't know who Melle Mel was, actually got to learn who he was. And it seemed like Melle Mel, despite the negative criticism, everybody knew that he was the GOAT, and they didn't want him to do it to himself. They pretty much said, hey, this is not this Melle Mel. We respect you. We love you. We look up to you, but Melle, this is not it. This is not it right here. Everybody, even the ones that thought that Eminem, slaughtered, or even the ones that thought that Melle Mel didn't have a chance to, they still was like, we love you, Melle. I saw the big respect and the props, and I really recognized and acknowledged that. And it was just really it was very heartfelt for Melle Mel to take it, to go and do that, because he didn't have to do that, but it took a man for him to do that, to actually go and say what he had to say. It sounded like, he came to his senses, and I guess everyone are not able to do that, so I'm really sorry, and I apologize to you that there's people in the rap fame community that don't have the integrity, or the guts to take negative criticism, and to actually to get better, and so I really apologize about that. And
No worries.
I just want to say, I really want to say shout out to Melle Mel, Eminem, shout out to The Source, shout out to everybody, for bringing this, 50 years of hip hop of anniversary, such a entertaining and emotional, response to, to the media, and I think, Stepceee, is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap this up? I mean, I really appreciate your time. I can't wait to have you on the next episode. Do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just want to let everyone out there know that if you come from a place of love, you're not going to go wrong. No matter the people that are against you, if you come from a place of love, it can't touch you. It can't touch you. Just develop your story. If you got things to say that are maybe hurtful towards another person because you got beef, okay, it is what it is. But back it up with love. If you back it up with love, you can't go wrong. Whether it's love for the world, love for your family, love for God, love for just being grateful, it'll take you far.
Thank you for sharing those inspiring words. And you just made my day, Stepceee. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for listening to this episode. You're listening to my podcast, JBLUE Radio, the JBLUE Show. And this would be episode 70. I think this is going to be, I'm not going to say what episode this is going to be, but it'll be in the 70s. I think it's 73 or 74. But yeah, but just make sure y'all check out Stepcee's reaction to BET not going up for sale, and reaction to 50 years of hip hop anniversary, and Stepcee's mixtape in the next 5 years. That'll be pretty much what I'm gonna add in this description. So for those of you that didn't get to listen to the podcast or episode, y'all can just go to JBLUE Radio, the JBLUE Show, and just look for Stepcee's name in one of the descriptions and the episodes, 70, top 70s. Anyway,
Yep.
thank you very much, Stepceee, and thanks everybody. We'll be back right after these messages, and we'll be right back after these messages. Thanks again, and have a wonderful time, and have a great week. And we are out. Peace.
All right, take care. Bye.